So these are the six broad areas that one may have to want to visit a different country. Maybe there are seventh or eighth area, and if that is so, please bring us to our attention. So maybe we could update this presentation and provide some more thoughts on that as well. So why did we go through this exercise? We went through this to understand the reasons why somebody what factors somebody may have to want to visit a different country, and we want to take this knowledge, take the lessons here to say how they could pertain to Pakistan. So, what compelling reasons would somebody else now have uh, to visit Pakistan, to want to visit Pakistan? So again, we'll take the same bullet points now, and for each one of them, we'll try to look at some opportunities that we could perhaps, if enable, they'll give people reasons to come to Pakistan. So the question that we're trying to address now here is how can we encourage foreigners to visit Pakistan? So let's see. Same reason, of course, that we just went through is for tourism and sightseeing. So what are the opportunities? What can we possibly do? Make it easy, make it convenient, whether it's transportation, whether it's airport, whether it's arrival, whether it's the visa accessibility, whether it's the currency exchange accessibility, for all of those factors and tons of dozens of other factors as well, to make it easy, to make it easy and convenient for them to operate and not get stuck behind some huge bureaucratic red tapes. Develop tourist landmarks. So obviously, a country the size of Pakistan, or for that matter, any country in the world, they have landmarks that somebody would want to visit, whether it's old archaeological sites or maybe there's a natural reservoir that somebody would want to come and see. Maybe it's landscaping, maybe it's major cities, cosmopolitan cities, whatever they might be. If there are attractions that somebody would want to come and check them out, make them accessible. Develop those types of landmarks. And again, all these bullet points go hand in hand. So not just development of the landmarks, but make it easier, make it convenient for people to get to those places. Let's keep going. Convenient transportation, of course. Not everyone who comes to your country would be able to rent a car and drive on their own, or be able to expect someone to pick them up at the airport and guide them throughout the trip, even though that's usually a great option for, especially in case of a developing country, third world country, where logistics may not be fully developed. And we'll come to that in a separate conversation. At this point in time, all we're trying to stress is these are the factors that hopefully, if we could develop, will give people reasons to uh, to want to come to Pakistan. We talked about ease and convenience. We talked about developing the landmarks that people would want to come and visit, and we want to make it convenient for them to get within the country, not just arrival at the airport, but even navigational options within the country, within the cities and intercity as well. And keep going. Accentuate the historic landmarks. Every place has got so much to offer in terms of the wealth of resources, the historic connotations. Make them available, making them accessible, and highlight them. So which means developing a brochure, which means developing the websites, informational arenas for those places. So people sitting somewhere halfway across the world could maybe stumble upon the video, uh, and that should raise curiosity. That should raise the desire for them to want to get on a plane, halfway across the world, and visit the place. So again, if you're able to do this and do this successfully, you'll give people some reasons to want to visit the country. Safety, of course. Without this, how would anybody want to, no matter how strong the desire is, how would they want to come to a country if they don't feel safe? So, of course, this maybe should have been the first bullet point here to build an environment where people feel safe, confidence that nothing will go wrong. Or if maybe I lose my wallet, or maybe I stumble upon something, maybe I sprain my foot or something like that, there's enough resources for me to tap into, provided by the government, provided by the travel agency, whatever they might be. I've got enough resources who can help me out if I ever have a need. For people to have the confidence, whether you're going alone, maybe you are a teenager hiking, backpacking through the country, maybe you've a young couple traveling just a couple, maybe with close friends, maybe with family, with children, whatever your circumstance might be. All of these bullet points are here to design to give you the confidence and the comfort to be able to travel to a different country. Okay, so that was all about tourism and sightseeing. Let's keep going and look at the other categories. Education. You would want, we would want here to encourage people individually to come to Pakistan for education. So, what those opportunities could be: enhance offerings and reputations for all universities and make them elite centers of research and learning. So, again, how could this happen? This is not something an overnight task that we could just achieve and just wave a magic wand and we'll have it tomorrow. We really have to work hard at this. How do we do this? The centers of education, centers of learning. Develop your universities. We have universities. They need to be raised to the level that they become the magnet. They become the destination for students in other parts of the world, maybe regionally, who want to come and visit Pakistan and be a part of that program. In addition to that, encourage leading researchers to visit these universities. Use the PR gains to further improve the reputation. Again, the more people, the more people who engage with the country, the more people who engage with the institutions in the country, the better it is for the reputation of the country as well. Of course, it goes hand in hand, and we don't even have to emphasize this. So again, the better institutions we have, the more aware people are of the research opportunities here. The well equipped the research institutions are to be able to not just carry out the research or offering the opportunity to the other places, the better it is. Let's keep going. Host conferences that invite global participation. Showcase the growth Pakistan has had in certain areas, and the Pakistani companies, by that token, have had in those areas. Again, don't even have to underline this. Host participation, host conferences, and that obviously not just brings in people for X number of days or weeks. Just gives them an opportunity to visit Pakistan, maybe a place that they would not have come otherwise, if not for this conference. And maybe they'll see something that that they like, and they would want to come back as a tourist the next time around. Keep going. Develop partnerships with other international programs. Encourage exchange programs. Encourage our own students to go and travel and experience life abroad. And encourage other institutions to send their students, their professors, their faculties to visit Pakistan, maybe individually or maybe as an entourage, and facilitate it for them. Give them opportunities, give them reasons to come and visit. And once they come here, to make it a very smooth, comfortable stay for them to not just want to come back again themselves, but go back and spread a positive word within their own realm of influence, and have other people come and join these programs in Pakistan. And by extension of that point, to become a hub for innovation and growth, not just regionally, but hopefully eventually globally as well. For Pakistan to become a hub for innovation and growth, for people to want to come to Pakistan because there in specific areas, there's so much going on within the country that people would want to be a part of the ecosystem. Create incubators, again, an extension to the point we just made. Create incubators for business startup support. So not just within geographical location, we could pick specific industry verticals as well, whether it's, for example, new technology, fintech, martech, marketing technology, financial technology, agriculture technology, whatever it might be, whether it's healthcare, whether it's IT development in general. Pakistan could really become a hub for to set up a new organization, and hopefully, over a period of time, if you got access to a large pool of resources of skilled workers, they'll hopefully attract foreign companies to come and set up a shop in Pakistan. Okay, and become a hub similarly for vocational training as well. Vocational training is a skill that you need to be able to perform a job. It could be a carpentry, it could be a plumbing, it could be a HVAC machine operation, it could be a elevator design and operation, it could be anything that you may think of. Um, if Pakistan could become the hub of those types of training facilities and job placement facilities, then one could imagine it's not an impossible scenario for us to visualize that regional countries would want to send their people to Pakistan, their workforce to Pakistan, to engage with our institutions and receive the vocational training, and then hopefully find job placement opportunities in the other countries. Okay. So again, lots of opportunities here within the educational realm. Let's keep going by offering short-term diploma or certificate program. So again, this sort of goes back to the level of certification, level of qualification that we are able to provide. That a degree from institute in Pakistan would, if it's to carry so much weight um, on the resume of people, that if they have a local option, they may say no to the local option and still want to come to Pakistan and attend these institutions just because of the credibility, the value, the reputation of this program itself. Vocational school, again, we just talked about it in some other terms, where to learn, acquire a new skill. Okay, so these were all the educational areas that Pakistan could have to enable foreigners, to give them reasons to foreigners to want to visit Pakistan. Let's keep going. To visit friends or family. Hopefully, the more they come, the more they would want to come. So here we talked about you might have a professional reason, perhaps. Maybe you were a part of a company. Maybe you came here for a visit. Maybe you came here to attend a conference. You liked the place. You saw just a glimpse of it, and you made a mental note to want to come back, maybe with your significant other, with your spouse, with your friends, and come and really explore the place. And now, hopefully, we've given you some reasons to come back. Hopefully, we facilitated the possibilities, the options for you to want to come back. And again, the more you come, and hopefully, we are really keeping our fingers crossed that the more you see the place, the more you would fall in love with the place, and the more you would want to keep coming back. And hopefully, with a positive exposure to Pakistan and exciting and upbeat reporting that we'll hopefully have in the rest of the world, you'll find reasons to visit. And when you come, you'll bring your friends with us, with yourself. Let's now look at the reasons for coming to Pakistan to work. So, what could we possibly to do to enable this set of opportunities for you? With the new focus on setting up industries that would need extensive workforce, foreigners would be encouraged to apply to some of these positions. Again, the idea here is that if Pakistan is to become a developing a manufacturing state, a manufacturing country, they would hopefully have enough opportunities for us, enough positions, enough slots for us to be able to fill. That we may not have, in an ideal world, not enough workforce available locally. So therefore, we open slots for foreigners to want to come and apply and come and take up those positions. So they come from a different country, they'll come and they'll take up temporary housing, they'll pay the local taxes, all it's a win-win for everyone. So again, the more things we can enable, the more things we could make available to them, the more we could encourage these types of possibilities. Let's keep going. Every worker who comes to Pakistan will eventually end up benefiting the regional economy in countless number of ways. We just talked about temporary accommodation. They'll eat in a restaurant. They'll go and shop in a local market. They'll come and they'll experience some local goods and services. They'll want to maybe go back, and when they come back, they visit Pakistan again with their family. They spread all the positive words to their close friends. Tons of opportunities that we could potentially lead towards just by having a first good positive impression for anyone who comes to the country. What about the factors when you would want to visit the country to visit your partners or vendors? Every country that's providing services to large organizations must encourage their executive teams to visit Pakistan. So this is sort of a point to all Pakistani companies right now. They're providing maybe back office services, maybe some kind of outsourced service to our partners sitting abroad. This is an area where the government could effectively enable, provide opportunities to these companies to encourage their customers to want to visit us, to enable it, maybe whether this way of free accommodation or some convenient options, enable those options to give them an opportunity to come back and visit us. And the point of this is not just for them to come in and have a good expense, a good trip at our expense and go back. But if you really want to give them special incentives, this is the reason why we would want to do that. That during these visits, these executives would be exposed to the additional areas Pakistan could support their operation. If let's say we're giving them, maybe it's a medical office, and we're helping them with their back office billing. In addition to the billing, if it turns out that we've got enough capacity, enough potential, enough competence in those subject areas, we could help them in billing. We could help them in their appointment management as well. We could help them in the customer outreach programs as well. We could help them in all sorts of areas, related areas, complementary areas. And that these avenues would only become possible if those executives are coming to Pakistan, they're sitting across the table with our members and maybe with government liaisons as well, and for them to really figure out the whole slew of opportunities that could be ahead of them. The last option here, what reasons would somebody have to want to start a new venture in Pakistan? Let's cover this in the next slide.